Brilliance Audio presents Bound for Gold by William Martin, performed by John Pruden. James Spencer did not sleep well in the hours before dawn. Old men seldom did. So he was half awake when the first shock struck. It came from somewhere out in the deep Pacific. It rolled in under the Sutro Cliffs, then ran along California Street, rumbled through the foundation of his big house, climbed the grand staircase, and vibrated right into the springs of his four-poster bed. Everything shook, as if the ice wagon had missed the porch and backed into a corner post. Nothing more than a good hard jolt, he thought, just part of living in California. But that was not his only thought. In the fitful darkness, James Spencer's mind worked like one of those cheap Chinatown kaleidoscopes. Every twist of his body on the bed and every turn of his head on the pillow brought a new image to his brain. Was it the jolt that woke him, or the dog barking down in the street? Or was it the dream, the recurring Boston dream, the nocturnal journey to the Arbella Club where James Spencer's father hung forever in a full-length portrait? He could see the eyes scowling down from that portrait even then, even there, 3,000 miles and almost 6 decades away. And why were so many dogs barking now, up the hill and down, and inside the house across the street? Then he realized what had awakened him. Not the dogs, not the dream, not the jolt. He had to piss. Again. The never-ending need of an old man to piss was a merciless thing. And what time was it, anyway? Still too dark to see the clock by the bed, but a little after 5, he figured, because the sky was brightening. It was springtime in San Francisco, which meant it was springtime in the Sierra, too. The rivers would be running fast, pushing gold flakes over the gravel as they had for thousands of years, long before a sluice tender plucked a pea-sized nugget from the tail race at Sutter's Mill and brought the world to California. Maybe if he thought about those rushing streams, if he imagined the sound of that flowing water, it might help him to piss. Then he could get dressed and go down to the office and spend a few quiet hours with his Gold Rush journal. He had been transcribing it, and the transcribing had become rewriting, and in the rewriting, an 81-year-old man had found what might be his final purpose. He would tell his descendants about himself and his wife and their role in the building of California. He would tell them about the Chinese. He would tell them about the Irishman who lived now like a spirit in his memory. He would even tell them about the Irishman's lost river of gold. But first, he swung his feet onto the floor and slid his toes about in search of his slippers. He could not find them. No matter. Cold feet might help him let go if visions of fast-flowing snowmelt failed. So he picked up the chamber pot and, following the principle that men always pissed standing up, he stood. That was when it hit him so hard that it took his legs out from under him, hit him as surely as if someone had smashed him in the back of his knees with a shovel. The chamber pot flew into the air, James Spencer flew onto the bed, and a night's worth of cold urine flew everywhere. The bed seemed to rise, then drop. Spencer rose with it, then he dropped. That jolt had been just a foreshock, followed by maybe half a minute of quiet, before the infernal engine humming deep in the earth had loosed a flywheel that spun off its mounts and whirled upward with the force of 100 million steam locomotives. Now the light from the street lamp was dancing on the wall because the street lamp was swinging in the street, and the window itself was moving because the walls were moving, and the bed was moving because the floor was moving too. James Spencer sank his fingers into the mattress and held on.